Hi guys, what's up? It's me, Amy. I hope everyone's doing fine in these quarantine times. I'm doing fine. For today's video, I thought about a fun idea. I'm going to react and look through my art throughout the years and share it with you guys, like how much I've evolved with my art and stuff. I haven't seen a lot of videos about this before, so I don't know if this thing is new or something, but I thought it could be fun. I think it's better if we just start. I started to draw when I was like, I don't know, about 3-4. So I've drawn ever since. I think I've shown it. I showed this one on Instagram, so some of you might recognize it. Oh no! I destroyed it! I don't even know what this is supposed to be. And for some reason, it says that I made this when I was 30. That is SpongeBob and Patrick. I like how I do the hands. They're like balloons. Here's a pink dragon I made in kindergarten. I like the eyes, they're like demonic. So that was some of the drawings I made when I was really small. We're not going to look at all the drawings I made through the years, because it's a lot. But I'm just gonna show you some of them just to see how I've evolved. This one I made when I was like 9. You can see that it's progress, like it's more detailed and stuff. Here's some fan art. I don't know if I made this when I was 9, but I guess. These are all from 2009 as well, so we're gonna take a look at them. There was still some cartoon art, like here's some fan art with Land Before Time. Dude, I'm struggling with the lighting here. 2010, and here's some of my first anime art. Here's a dragon. I made this when I was in school, because we were having like a day when we showed our skills and stuff. So I still did a lot of animal art in 2010, and here's one example. Like, this one isn't that bad, to be honest. And at that age I also made my own little children's books. So here's an example of an original story I made with a little dragon. And it has pictures and text and stuff in it, so yeah, it's a little book. It's ugly, but it's a book. Moving into 2011. At that age, I made a lot of Disney art, so be prepared. We're starting off with Phil. I mean, these are not that bad. Yeah, like I said, a lot of Disney fan art. And for some reason, I did most of the backgrounds back then with crayons. Like, I don't know why, but I guess because it was colorful and easy to make, so that was 2011. And here's the one I made a recent redraw of. Look at these corners. They're like totally ruined. I didn't care if my drawings got ruined back then. I just, well, let's make another one. Let's head to 2012. I stink. Why am I even doing this? I did a lot of cartoon art back in 2012 as well. For some reason, I did a lot of Gremlins art. Like, these are all Gremlins. Here's a gizmo. There's so many of these tiny drawings, like, they're everywhere right now. This one is actually really scary. Look at that mouth. And I still made a lot of crayon backgrounds, like, I didn't give up on that. I loved Gremlins back then, but I also loved Critters. And I think I showed this one on Instagram, but I mean, I drew this one in school. I drew a lot of horror stuff back then. Okay, this folder is so packed, like, can I even get a single drawing out from here? I did a lot of cartoon stuff back then, so here's a poodle. I don't know why I did these holes, it totally ruins drawing, but... And, I did a different kind of coloring back then, like, yeah, you can see, it's different. Beetlejuice! I was starting to draw realistic art at that age, like, here's Johnny Depp. Let's get to 2013. In 2013 I didn't do as much art as I did before, because it was a difficult year for me, but I still did some, you know. By the way, I forgot to say, in 2012, we head back, that was the year when I started to post on DeviantArt. So ever since 2012 I have posted stuff on DeviantArt. So this one in 2013. I made this one for a friend on DeviantArt, so yeah, here's a very pretty realistic dragon. Like, those details are really good. More gory stuff. This is from the Holy Grail. I did more anime fan art. So here's one I made of Asuna from Sword Art Online in 2014. I have fandom folders as well here. So here's one I have of the Moomin characters. The background in this one is actually really impressive. Wow, it's Moomin and he's adorable. Moving on. So I have like a million stuff with my character art, but I can show you some of them. Here's some sketches of my Earthly character Meg. She got so much sass. I loved her personality. And here's my clowns. Here's Edeline. Like, I used to make stories about them. And here's a lot of Phil and Tia stuff. These are like her concept art sketches, like when I was creating her. I would be evil if I didn't show you some of my ragdoll stuff. And it's mostly just sketches, so there's nothing pretty in here. Except for this one. This one's pretty. And I have a lot of comic stuff here as well. Yeah, I have so many things in this folder, but, you know, here's Sandy and Cody. Are you satisfied? Alright, let's get to 2015. I did those ragdoll stuff like last year or something, so now we're heading back to the past. I was going to say future, but that was wrong. So 2015, I was still trying to improve my realistic art skills. So here's more Johnny Depp. There was still horror stuff. Like, this was the year when I was drawing more tattoo stuff, and I didn't draw as much cartoon stuff that year, because, I don't know, I was 15 and, like, it was a tough year to draw cartoon stuff. Shakes the Clown, man. Let's get to 2016. More critters. And I gotta say, I did really improve on my realistic art. Like, here's Julia Roberts. I did a lot of fantasy stuff back then as well. This one is really cool. 2017. There was a lot of My Little Pony art. Like, these are all My Little Ponies. And I gotta say, the backgrounds are actually very beautiful on these. And still some improvements on my coloring skills and more realistic art style, so here's some flowers. Moving on to the next folder, and it's 2018. That's the year when I got my tablet, by the way. 2018, I did a lot of Muppet art, like Muppets. Here are my favorite boys, by the way. I also created my own character, like, here's Coco. Most of these things are just sketches, so I'm sorry. Here's Miss Piggy. I've never been happy about how I draw her, but it was the colorfulest thing I could find. So I also did Inktober in 2018, but I did it with Muppets instead. So here's like a whole... Here's the book I have with all the Muppetober drawings. Next folder is 2019. I was 19. Here are more sketches, obviously, because I was drawing more digital art. And here's a sketch of Nala. But I still did some sometimes. Like, here's some colorful gummy bear art. There's so many things in this folder, I can't get one single drawing out. I did an Inktober in 2019 as well, but I did it with scarecrows. So here's a lot of scarecrow art in this one. I like this one. It's probably my favorite one. So I told you I have a few fandom folders as well, and here's one with Oz. There are a lot of sketches in this one, because, you know, I make these like sketch dumps with Oz. So yeah, I have all of these sketches right here. Here's Dorothy and Toto. Here he is, my boy. I mean, look at him. I was getting into Oz when I was like 12. So here are a lot of old Oz fan art as well, and I barely want to show them because they're so ugly. Here's how I drew Scarecrow back then. I also made one of these books with it because I had no life. Like, I made the entire movie from 1939. I made like the whole 1939 movie into a book with pictures and text when there was already Oz books out there. Why did I even try? And here's a more colorful one from 2015. I mean, the background in this one is very pretty, to be honest. I really tried to make this one look nice. Yeah, Flop. Now the grand finale. No, it's not. I'm sorry. 2020. I really like to make paintings and stuff, so here's a more realistic nature one. I've been trying to draw more humans into cartoon style, so here's some examples. Yeah, more humans. So here's some body anatomy arts. I've been practicing that too. It's, you know, it's good for your practice. Nowadays it's very easy to compare your art with other artists. Because Instagram. If you compare your art with another artist, you probably get worse self-confidence. We're all different, you know. We're all on different levels with our art skills as well. So, you know, just keep practicing on your own thing. Compare your art with your own art. We make art because we love it. I've been making more abstract stuff. Yeah, here's one example. Like, it's been really fun and relaxing to make these abstract paintings. Yeah, and as you might have noticed, I made a lot of the Hunchback of Notre Dame art lately. It has actually helped me a lot to improve my skills on drawing buildings and stuff, because the backgrounds in that movie is just... Here's one little ugly painting I made of the cathedral. I tried. Most of these are in watercolor, by the way, because that's really fun to work with. Like, here's one of Quasimodo and Madeline. Like, I really like how the lighting turned out in this one. There's just a lot of Quasimodo art in general. There's a lot of sketches in this folder too, like, they're everywhere. And I also tried to make an attempt on what do you call it? Charcoal art? No, charcoal. And it turned into a mess. So I don't think I'm gonna draw with that kind of tools a lot more. And here's some more sketches. This one you recognize. Yeah, I have another folder here with random years. I put them here because they're like bigger drawings and I can't fit them into these plastic folders, so yeah. Here's some more Hunchback fan art. So here's a realistic wolf I made in 2016. And I remember, like, I was really happy with how this one turned out, because look at all those little hairs. Wow. Here's some more portrait art with Oz. Like, I like how her hair turned out. I like the background in this one. And I made this one in 2016. I actually think the coloring in this one is very pretty. Here's a fiery I made in 2012. It's creepy. Cheshire Cat from 2016. This one is really detailed. Here's the last one I'm gonna show you. Here's a dragon. And yeah, it's a nice background. That was my art. That was my art throughout the years. It was fun to look back at all these old drawings. Look at your old art and compare it with your current art, and you can totally see that there's a difference. I just wanted to say also a huge thank you to all of you supporters out there. Like, I can't thank you enough for all the support you've given me throughout my art journey. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.